Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Sleight of Hand podcast. My name is Ian Coogan, also known as the Dungeon Master in our campaign Elkin Arrow. For those of you who have been listening and engaging with us on social media, we are extremely thankful. Please continue with us on this journey and be sure to tell all of your friends, family, coworkers, or even a random stranger. Subscribing and following us on social media will help us continue to get the word out about what we are doing and wanting to accomplish. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the Sleight of Hand Podcast, as well as contacting us by email, the Sleight of Hand Podcast at gmail.com, with any questions, comments you might have. Now it's time, and I hope you all are excited as I am to see what we will unravel in the Feywild, what's going on in the development of Estela. Better question, what is going on in, well, my head? Anyways, the rambling has come to an end. Please enjoy episode 3, Fey Me So Lati Dead. Alright, how's it going, everyone?
Good.
Awesome. So, a couple of announcements, some things that... First, we'll do the bad news first, because I don't claim to be a pro Matt Mercer DM by any means, but there are some errors in our episodes 1 and 2 that I wanted to clear up. We never addressed the 2 sleeping bears that Johnny put to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
They never appeared again in combat, and I was just like, I'm pretty sure that spell is worn off by the time you guys showed up 45 minutes later, but I guess they just overdosed on some NyQuil or something. The other thing is that I had mentioned that the birds were crows the whole time. They're actually ravens. That'll make more sense when we go into episode 3, but I'm clearing that up so that it works with the actual storyline arc. And then I also called that sorceress a sorcerer in the beginning. So it is possible we could have played it as like your perception across the creek through the bit at night, like it looked like a male. Maybe she could have had a short haircut or something. But I'm just clearing that up on air right now that I caught that. I know. It is embarrassing. But I'm clearing that up live on air now so that that can be handled. Another cool thing that we got in the mail is I finally got the inspiration point cards in the mail. And I'll be posting these on the Instagram and pass those around if you want to take a look at them.
So we get to keep these, right?
Yeah. If you do something super cool or inspiring, then you definitely will get those. So
yeah, like wearing a freshly skinned dire wool to hide my scent.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty cool. Or killing a horse, stuff like that.
I brought it back.
Or falling off your horse.
Or falling off your horse and not dying. But yeah, I was excited with how those turned out, and looking forward to using them and putting them on the social media for people listening to see. Any other orders of business before we get started? Cool. We'll do a little recap. So you all just watched Estela be struck by ravens in the midst of this spell taking you from the material plane to what you would know to be the Feywild. Estela comes to and stands up from laying on the ground, and I'm assuming you guys were all kind of around her, making sure she got up okay, or kind of surveying the she just got hit, blacked out, and just knocked out. So a gentleman starts to run out to you guys, the group of you guys, in the opening of the double doors, and begins to greet you. But on approach, as Estela comes to, she strikes him down. During this killing blow, Estela is in the midst of a flashback. And Estela, you're standing in a very familiar room. And next to you sits this beautiful woman wearing all black. And it's kind of a hazy room that you're in. It's a room that you'd probably recognize from your childhood. And the girl sitting there says, I struck that creature down for you. He himself was a corruption, a devout follower of a cult that worships Orcus. I don't have much time, young one, but hear me clearly. Everything leading up to this point has been my doing. This mission will take you far down the rabbit hole. The corruption in Gresk is not necessarily a direct problem of mine, although you must know there's another powerful force that's trying to take the Feywild along with the Shadowfell, and we can't have this. The young noble with you, Adam, he has been blessed by me. He doesn't quite know it yet. Take him under your wing and show him my ways. And as she's talking, the dream starts to fade back, and you're standing back in the Feywild with the group. You wake up from this vision, and the ever so lovely Holly, our Eldrin elf, walks up to the dead man and holds up his arm. And on his arm is the symbol you guys have seen before on a bloodied piece of paper. It's the elk head skull and a human skull with the sword through it. But it appears to be sliced over and cut. This original symbol is sliced over and cut. And in place of it is the symbol of a mace with a skull head on it. And Holly says, "This is what we've been dealing with. This is normally a friendly tribe. Some type of corruption must be happening here. A lot of evil has been lurking in normally friendly places." And then, if anyone was wondering what Holly looks like, I casted her as Zoe Deschanel.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of like, like really ditzy, happy. I thought that would be a fitting kind of look for her. Obviously, she's solid green. So what are your characters kind of thinking at this moment? What are you guys kind of doing? How do you react to what you just saw? And like Holly waved it all off like this was okay, that Estela just like destroy this dude. So
Adam's gonna say to Estela, "Are you gonna bring him back to life too?"
She's gonna sit there in a moment and Raven Simone it and go, "I just had a vision."
Like deja vu, or
Like that's a Raven.
oh.
What did she say the dude was from? I didn't have my book at the time.
yeah, no. So we can go back.
Yeah.
That's great.
So he is in a cult, and the cult worships a person called Orcus, Orcus. As far as the tribe, it is a tribe from Talon's Peak. That's the original tribe that druid would have been a part of before he kind of was corrupted. And Talon's Peak is spelt as sounded. So
To Adam's comment, she's just gonna sit there like give him like a stink eye at first, but then like kind of shrug it off and go, "No, it was this man deserved to die, and that's where he'll stay. Your horse is alive and fully healthy, by the way. You're welcome."
And I am thankful.
Are you though? Because you keep on bringing it up. You said you trusted me, and I don't think you do.
Well, I trusted you, and then I didn't for a split second, but then I do again.
Now, ladies.
Anyway, I believe looking around here, we are not where we normally are. What happened? I don't remember it being so different.
Well, we were where we were, and now we're here. Here's a bit different than where we were.
To be more precise, we are in what I believe to be the Feywild.
I see. Does anyone know how to get back?
I don't even know how we got here, Kree says.
He speaks in third person. That's a little weird, but it's alright.
So as you ask that question, Holly's like, "Well, we didn't teleport at the gate of Gresk as I had hoped. We can travel through the forest, though. I know a shortcut." Another thing that you guys are noticing right now is that everyone is feeling fully rejuvenated, as if you are all at full HP and entering the Feywild.
Nice.
Would you say is it as if we taken a long rest, or just...
It would be like a long rest.
Okay.
You are fully rejuvenated.
I'll get my spells back.
So as Holly offers this traveling shortcut, what do you guys do? I mean, none of your characters probably
Yeah.
would know much about the Feywild or have ever been there.
I'm gonna check my person, make sure like all my stuff is good, because all I do is I remember blacking out.
Maybe like
Yeah.
a history check to see if the Shadecrest family's ever had dealings with Feywild entities.
You can do that. I want that dice back.
It's a 17 total.
You probably would have heard it from stories of like handmaidens and stuff growing up, like fairy tales, but never have seen any type of Feywild creature in your life.
So this would be a story I'd bring back to the family.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make it. I'm assuming I've been raised in a monastery. They've talked about Fey, fiends, especially undead, but
you probably would be even more familiar with the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
The evil forces, things that you would talk about. But if you want to roll,
I'd get an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Advantage on it. So it's 17.
Perfect. Yeah, you would say I would say that growing up in the monastery that they probably have talked about portals appearing here and there, going to different planes. It's normally pretty high magic though to get to these other planes. If you don't know what you're doing, you would never notice it or see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
By this time, we're pretty up in the foothills and
So-
completely in a new area.
so you guys geographically are in the same area. The way the Feywild and the Shadowfell work is they're a mirror image of the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different magical auras, the
So
way
kind
that
of
things
like
live.
the Upside Down from
It's basically like the Upside Down, but I would say that the Upside Down is more the Shadowfell.
Yeah, but like so
The Feywild is like over the top, like glitzy, like everything's alive and breathing. Like if you were a druid, you probably would just have a heyday in the Feywild. So you said that you were wanting to do a check or something, Estela,
I just check
on
my
your person.
Do I need to roll to look at myself?
So does
Do you have a mirror?
anyone mention him getting like drop bombed by ravens? Or do you recollect that or bring that back to you? I mean, I think in the midst of anything,
If she had made a comment, one of us would have said, "Wow, you just got pelted by 1,000,000 different ravens."
yeah. So
And where did they go?
yeah, so they hit you in your necklace,
My necklace.
your amulet,
amulet.
your jewelry.
So I'm gonna check that. Or she's gonna check that bad boy out.
Yeah, so as you pick it up to look in it, you see that there's literally flying ravens swarming and swirling around in the actual glass pennant.
Oh.
Kree offers to appraise the necklace.
She's gonna take it off so that way he's not touching her bosoms.
Yeah.
More impressive. Trust me.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll an
roll a
appraise
D4 for
check.
the size of cup.
There's no
the
appraisal
ABCD.
skill.
These are nice necklaces.
Damn.
D cup.
Give you 5 gold for it.
You're stupid. 5 gold.
So it's ample bosom.
That's fine. You do. You have Arcana.
I
Want to
do.
roll an Arcana check on it?
I can roll it as well.
That is 10.
10. So you do feel magic emitting from it, but you don't know quite what it does or
It is
what
your
kind of
core symbol,
magic.
right?
Yeah, it can be.
Can
It has
be.
a little edge on it.
Okay.
It's not fully in the shape of the Raven Queen's thing, but it has like a little mark.
But before he hands it back, because I had it for just a second, do just a quick history check on it, just to see if I can like recognize the jewelry.
Yeah, roll history.
Yeah. Alright. Did I say in character?
7.
I would have said in character.
7 for history. No.
So you don't recognize the emblem.
No.
As we're walking along, Johnny's going to pull out his lute. He's had to think about what's just happened, so he's going to sing a little song.
Holly is thrilled. She loves music.
Are you gonna do the
So-
I once knew a young maiden. I gave my heart for free. But now she's dead, and I get to spend time with Cree.
Oh, How does
knew
Cree
what
feel
lovely
about that?
dragon
So it's a lament.
It's a lament.
But Johnny, very much believing that he can't ever be sad, has decided
Right.
to move on with his life.
Instead, offer hope. I don't know.
Wonder if that's healthy.
Essentially, Cree and Johnny start just doing a little chant off on the side of the group, making music.
The
Making
women are
music?
gone, and now we're free to do what we want.
So you go through these gates and you see this crystal clear lake about 500 plus feet across. Atop of the water lay these 20-foot wide lily pads. You also notice that the lake isn't flat, as if it almost has different levels and layers to it. You all are probably questioning why we aren't going around the water, but the forest, although deceivingly friendly, you wouldn't really know north from south in this other dimensional place. Holly just begins to start across the water onto the lily pads. What do you guys do?
I look for a boat.
There is no boat.
Yeah.
Does anyone have conjure
I'll follow.
boat?
Okay.
Cree is no longer helpful.
Do we have a marching order?
I'll be up front.
Okay.
Adam's gonna test the water with his foot, because I'm guessing Long Journey's here with him as well, right? Or is
Yeah,
Long Journey
so that
back
was another
in,
thing I was going to clear up. So the horse is here. I was kind of like trying to decide who made it through the portal and who stayed back. So Serpio and Delva, they stayed back. They had no purpose of going here. Their purpose was to get you to the cabin. But I imagine that your horse would have, at some point, you would have got him out of the river, and as Holly was doing the teleport spell, he would have been there with you.
So yeah, Adam's gonna test the water, make sure it's at least safe for him, so it might be safe for.
Yeah. So because they're big, they're 20-foot huge lily pads. You guys start trekking across, but you notice that it's like a one at a time type deal. If there's more than you guys, you start seeing it like start to seep into the water. Another thing that you notice, the water's crystal clear. You can see like fish and plants and wildlife, seahorses, things like that swimming under you. Wild sea animals. Yeah.
It's like,
Sea bass.
how many feet apart are the lily pads from one another?
So they're probably like 5 feet. So a little bit of a hop.
So Johnny's gonna be like grabbing his loot and giving a little toss over to the next lily pad and then jumping, just in case he falls.
Yeah.
It's not worth ruining his loot. It's quality music.
So if you jump on the lily pad without your loot is on, your boat's just gonna go on there either way.
Hopefully no.
It dips down a little bit, fills up the water.
Is this water dangerous or safe? Like, Cree kind of,
Roll a perception check.
I was gonna say, Cree wants to like stick his hand in to take a look.
Would it be a nature check?
You could roll a nature.
Sure. Well, I rolled 18, regardless of what that is.
So
20.
Cree.
Unnatural.
All right, Cree. I mean, being a man growing up on boats and stuff, you're pretty familiar with water. But I think that you're totally fine. You're just like
The water's wet.
you're in bliss. You know, it's like you've never seen anything like this. You guys are mesmerized, essentially.
Pirate that's afraid of water.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Don't worry, I didn't eat any mysterious fruit when I was young, so.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a different character I had.
So you guys continue along this lake, and as you get 500 feet across, there's like this opening, and it's these trees are kind of like trellising over. You successfully reach the other side of the lake and enter into the forest at the opposite side. You see these thick and tangled trees overlapping, and it almost looks like an arbor for an entrance. Holly, leading the way, enters before you about 15 feet in, and then looks back at everyone, and she signals to you all to kind of hug the trees. She says, "Something isn't right here, my friends. My friend Talora isn't here to greet me. This is typically a beautiful sunlit opening, and it feels sad."
I hate when things are sad.
Can I check for traps or not traps, like tracks or anything? Can I
Yeah.
look around?
Yeah. So everyone roll maybe a perception is what I'm looking for For traps, it would be a
Investigation.
So if you want to roll,
But I meant like tracks or
tracks. So
it'd be survival.
it would be
Yeah,
survival. So wisdom.
Dude,
Everyone's roll or just.
Wow, both.
If everyone wants to, he asks.
I'm more curious about what these trees are like.
19 just
11.
on.
11.
10.
So you kind of notice, it's a mixture of like moss and dirt flooring, and there's a, in this 10 feet by like 20-foot stretch, it comes into an opening, and then there's a hedge right in the front, kind of blocking from really seeing far out into it. But you see on the dirt like tiny, almost the size of like a pencil, like little whips in the dirt. Like maybe a tail made it, maybe a rat tail, you don't know. A small creature.
19 on just regular perception. Not really looking for anything in particular, just looking around.
Yeah. So it feels kind of eerie. Like maybe there's a presence of evil around. You guys continue on and you move up to this hedge. Do you take Long Journey with you, or do you leave him in the back set?
I'd probably ask Holly if it would be safe to like leave him by himself, or because if it wasn't, I'd probably definitely take him. But if it was relatively safe, I'd probably leave him back.
Yeah, Holly's like, I think you should tie your horse to one of the trees.
Then,
the trees will take care of him.
Adam will do that, trusting Holly. He has no reason not to trust her. And this is a place he's not familiar with, so he's just going to go with that.
I imagine the branches of the tree like reaching down and just
Sure,
struggling along the journey. Cool.
So, as everyone kind of gets settled and they go out into the hedge, I want everyone to roll a perception check.
22.
Nice.
Is
15. Also
22.
How much, Estela?
22.
Wow. You rolled a 5?
I rolled a 4 plus 1.
Zediac, what'd you get?
I rolled a 16 plus 6.
Okay, so everyone
So did I.
but Adam,
I'm feeling a little lonely
for
without
some
my
odd
long
reason.
journey.
You guys hear the crying and whimpering of what sounds to be a woman. It's like,
Oh, it's one of those.
help me, help. Holly's like, that no one that speaks common lives in this circle.
I'm getting predator vibes.
That's what I said. That's good.
Zediac as you kind of peer out around the hedge and you start scanning the perimeter, you see another hedge about 15-20 feet away, another one, you see a rock, and then you see the back side of what this kind of cove is. And Holly was saying that this is supposed to be like sunbeams coming through, and it's all kind of dark and cloudy, and you see what looks to be 2 red eyes in the hedge start to peer out and come through, and it looks to be like a ghostly creature.
Wait, does Adam or Zediac, or not Zediac?
Zodiac's next to you.
Yeah, Zediac.
Yeah.
Yeah, recognize this ghost? Is this the ghost that we saw in the forest where we got attacked by the druids?
No, but that would have been funny.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't until now.
at this point,
Has a name. It's Nancy.
yeah. This
We
is-
never asked
So
her
so
name,
I'm seeing this and it's ghostly and it's
it looks evil, and
Okay.
at this point, it locks his eyes on you.
great.
Roll for initiative.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say can I shoot something at it, but no. Okay.
I'm going last.
Last.
Ouch.
3.
Yet again,
Initiative
nothing
of
good
10.
comes from.
Is it just the 2 of us or everybody?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay.
So I need to roll for this one. So let's roll for Holly. That's 7. Adam, what did you roll?
I got a 3.
Estela?
15.
15. Zodiac?
10.
Cree?
10.
Roll off between the two.
12 for 3.
14.
Okay, so it'll be Zodiac, Cree. Johnny?
11.
11. Okay. Alright, Johnny. Johnny's gonna sing it to sleep. And
Can you knock out a ghost?
we will roll for...
It's one way to find out.
Who said it's a ghost? It said it was ghostly.
It's a specter. It's a banshee. It's a...
Alright, so top of the order is our lovely bard, Johnny. Yeah.
Terrible idea. Don't make bards go first.
You gotta get the buffs out first.
How far is it?
About 80, 85 from me.
Yeah, what's our distance look like?
Just over 80 feet.
You know, it's a great thing that I can move then.
This actually might be strategically good for you guys to be able to set up defense a little bit.
Spread out.
Do some things.
Are we aware at this point what we're facing?
Yeah, I think that Zodiac would know what a banshee is.
Yeah.
It's a blank.
I'll say, Creed does not have a lot of experience.
And I just
monsters.
assume that if a character has the knowledge of something, that he's telling his party, hey, that's what this is. X, Y, and Z.
Does that give me permission to look at the monster manual so I can see?
No.
Okay.
You have to roll like natural 22. Look at the bonus.
Yeah, if you want to roll...
Well, I don't know what they look like. I wanted to know,
yeah, if
vulnerabilities and stuff.
If you
Probably
want to
radiant. A
roll...
lot of undead is radiant.
Do you want to roll a... what would that be? A history?
We
Or
were
insight?
We're thinking
survival?
Insight could be survival.
I would say insight. If you want to roll insight on banshees to see how much you know about them.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll do this. We'll do a DC 10.
Take that.
And for every 5 over, I'll give you an answer of what you would want.
Good advantage on checks against undead. So
What was it? What
You
kind of
are a
check?
death cleric, yeah.
Insight.
18.
18. So I'll give you one answer. What do you want to know about it?
That is a 25.
One question. I'll. What's it? What are its
Insight?
That's 8. I rolled a 19.
resistances?
That's a paragraph, brother.
You said
I want to know what it's resistant to.
Yeah.
Damage wise.
Basically slashing from non-magical attacks, piercing, bludgeoning, thunder, lightning, fire, acid.
Thunder, lightning, fire.
That's
acid.
everything, basically.
So you gotta do
Not for
force.
me. Okay, that's awesome.
Gotta do force,
Okay.
radiant.
Does that help you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Necrotic.
Are these trees we're looking at
Psychic.
here solid objects,
Psychic.
or can I
Cold.
go under the
Cold.
trees?
What?
These
These are trees, right?
So,
on our map
so to explain, these are rocks.
Okay.
These are shrubs.
Shrubs. I can't go through shrubs.
And I get
No.
to do, I can do
These are
psychic
trees.
damage.
Okay.
Those two things are
Okay.
trees. If you decide to go out in the terrain where the trees are on the side, it's considered difficult terrain. Did you guys all hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Difficult terrain on the outside.
So our party is essentially 80 yards from the Banshee, with every about 10 or
Approximately.
20 yards a tree or a grouping of shrubbery.
So Johnny is going to run around this big shrub. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. And that puts me just within the 60-foot range to cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
So once again, Johnny's going to pull out a small piece of fleece and rub it up against the strings on his lute. And he is going to try and make the Banshee see... Ooh, we're in the Feywild, so we'll make it like a small bear, or a medium-sized bear, come
Okay.
bounding out of the shrub and rushing
What
at
would
it.
the condition of this spell be?
She gets to make a investigation check to see if it's real or not. Or no, intelligence saving throw first.
Yeah, but like on effect, is it a charm? Is it deafened, frightened, paralyzed, and that type of thing? What does it do?
It's none of that. It just sees it.
Yeah, she sees it and believes that it's real.
Okay.
So she gets an intelligence saving throw against my spell DC.
It's a mind effect.
Yes.
Not necessarily like something that's affecting.
Well, I'm
It's
asking
an illusion
because
effect,
she's
so-
immune. She has conditioned immunities to certain effects. That's why I'm asking what kind of effect it
Well,
is.
I rolled.
It's not frightened or anything like that. It's just
Oh. Banshees are undead, aren't they?
Yes.
That has no effect on her.
Oh.
Johnny doesn't know that. He's still trying.
Yeah. So you cast it, and
Phantasmal forces are working on dead.
nothing
No.
and nothing
didn't know
happens.
Neither did I. Cool.
So next,
Johnny is now terrified because she should be afraid of the bear that's
Yeah.
touching her, but there's no bear.
Zediac. Next up.
Where I'm at, it's got.
Which one am I?
2 steps forward, and
So with that.
Banshee needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
4.
This one's
DC 14.
What are you trying to do to the Banshee?
Frostbite. So she'll take, on a failed save, target takes D6 cold damage and has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Okay. So DC 19.
No, 14. Or she rolled 19.
Yeah.
Oh,
She rolled
okay,
a
she's
19
Saves then.
and saves.
So nothing happens.
Another thing that you noticed too when you did that attack is that it did actually hit her, but nothing happened.
Okay.
So next up we have is that the end of your turn, Zediac? Do you want to move? Do you want to do bonus actions?
Am going to
Cry a little bit?
No, I'm gonna take my whip out and slash my hand with the broken blades at the end and activate my whip.
Sweet. Awesome. That completes your turn. Kree.
All right. Creed decides that.
My name's Kree, and I'm gonna pee on you, Banshee.
Yeah. Creed decides to move about 20 yards to the right of the Banshee. Bonus action to hide next to some shrubbery to go for a sneak attack with the crossbow.
Perfect.
But before that, well, no, let's do the attack first. Nat 20.
Okay.
So I think I hit.
So you hit
Okay.
for regular damage.
Woo. Wonderful. 1d6. For 8 damage with the crossbow.
Okay.
Before the turn ends, Creed does, out of instincts, try to survey to see if there's any other creatures that are ready to come out to assist the Banshee.
Roll a quick perception check.
Of course. 13 on perception.
You don't see any other threats at this time. Next up is our lovely Holly. Oh no, no, no.
Jeez, did everyone get good initiative? Yeah.
So
Just made bad choices with what to do.
I don't know what to do. She is going to cast a little spell.
Totally forgot the sneak damage on that.
So awesome.
That's my fault.
So she is going to cast haste.
Okay.
So Holly casts haste, and if you want to know it, do you know what haste does, or you want me to read it for
Nope.
you?
I got it.
So yeah, you gain a +2 bonus on your AC. Your movement speed is doubled, and advantage on Dex saving throws. And it gains an additional attack on each of its turns. That attack can be used only to take the attack, one weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. When the spell ends, the target can't move or take action until after its next turn, as a wave of lethargy sweeps over it.
Could that be used to reload the crossbow? Yeah.
I believe so.
It'd be
yeah.
use object.
Yeah. She's also gonna do a
Sucker punch.
a fun little thing and move 30 here because moving's so much fun.
That's a boulder.
That's a boulder.
That's a
So
nice
she moves
boulder.
left
I
hand.
like that boulder.
Yep. And then it's the Banshee's turn.
Jeez, I thought I did a good initiative.
Johnny, the brilliant bard, once again,
Yeah.
getting himself center stage, right in front of the enemy's
I
attacks.
thought I did well.
I'm sitting at 3, so you know.
All right. So the Banshee. 30.
Oh, it's in range.
Perfect.
And
Got good spacing.
so
Don't
it
think it
has
matters.
a horrifying visage. So each non-undead creature within 60 feet of the Banshee that can see her must succeed on a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute. 1 minute.
40, 45, 50. That's a good one.
Although technically we're behind
I
a
got this.
tree. If I'm
got
right
this.
here, am I behind a tree technically?
You're behind a bush, so you can still see her visually by eye.
Okay. Which type of saving throw?
It is a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Come on. Oh yeah, I'm good.
Wisdom save.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's good.
19.
Nope.
19.
Nope. Bad day for us.
Non-natural.
For Johnny.
Johnny is terrified.
So you were frightened for 1 minute,
Which is 6 rounds.
6 rounds, but it says.
So frightened, I can't
So the
take.
target saving throw is a success or effect ends for it. Target is immune to the Banshee horrifying visage. Okay, yeah.
So I can't move towards her.
No.
Can I still attack her?
With the
But
disadvantage.
you
Cannot
can't disadvantage.
go anywhere near her. And
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage on attacks. But ones that require saving throws are unaffected.
Mm-hmm. So
So that will end the Banshee's
Spellcasters are
turn.
like, it's fine.
Adam,
You messed me up then.
what do you mean?
Because I had initiative 15, and if he has 3,
Yeah, I should be
You
last.
haven't gone yet?
no.
Oh, I wrote you on the bottom.
I'm
well,
wrong.
I see someone doesn't like me.
So you,
I
we just
missed.
swip our
I
spots.
yeah, I misheard. So you can go, and then Adam will go.
Alright, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
It's round 1. So.
20?
That'll be fine. Go. Just,
I'll go right here.
It's fine.
And use guiding bolt on it.
Okay. What does Guiding Bolt do for our listeners?
I have to attack it with a spell attack. And if I hit, I do 4d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
solid.
Non-natural 20?
That hits.
And there's an and to the back of Guiding Bolt.
There's what?
An and,
And?
because the advantage.
Oh, yeah. Well, so that's 6. That's 9. That is 10 points of radiant damage, and the next attack has advantage on it.
For you? Or the next attack in just
Period.
in general?
Period. Until, if no one attacks it until my turn, then
Okay.
it goes away.
And
but
you said you did 10 damage?
yes, radiant damage.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Estela?
Yes.
Okay. And now it's Adam's turn. And sorry for getting the mix up on that.
Adam's going to move forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and cast Blur on himself.
Nice.
And what that does
Oh,
is
it's a dope spell.
it gives people disadvantage on attacking him.
Okay. Does that complete your turn?
I guess a bonus action. Actually, I'm going to bonus action Hexblade Curse her. So now I do proficiency bonus extra damage, and I also crit on 19s and 20s.
And what is the condition of the hex?
It
Or
just
the curse?
happens.
Okay, just happens.
Yeah, it's just, for me, I do extra damage whenever I hit her, and
And is it automatic or do I roll a save on
it's
that?
an automatic.
Okay.
No save.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that would be the end of round 1. So it's round 2. Johnny.
Johnny is going to look right at the banshee and breathe fire.
Nice.
So The Banshee gets to make a saving throw.
How many times are you allowed to use that day? Is it one or twice right now?
It is not many times, but it's very necessary at the moment.
It's a self-defense mechanism for dragonborns.
Yeah.
It's like inking for a squid.
Exactly. It's exactly like
you made me eat.
So, a 5 by 30 foot line of fire reaches out
Sunrise.
to the Banshee. She gets a... What's that?
Probably deck save.
No, it is 8 plus con plus proficiency, so that would be 11. So a DC 11 save.
Okay. And what is it? Just 11 or
Constitution, or just a flat DC 11 save.
Okay, so she has some bonuses to Constitution. 16.
So that's half damage.
Okay, so what's the half damage?
Let's find out.
It's fine.
Oh.
1.
And what's half of 1?
No, 1 is half.
Okay.
3 is the damage.
3 is the damage, but she also has resistances.
This is the minimum of one.
So-
Minimum of 1.
So she takes
She
one.
takes 1 damage.
Johnny is having a great day.
You just kind of puff.
It's a little ember.
The banshee's like, it's like,
Johnny's not messing around with this. He's out.
Well die, dragons.
We out. Back to where we started.
okay.
Are you like cowering behind the bush?
Hiding behind my loot.
Zodiac.
I have 2 tricks. I've tried them both.
I'm going to...
They all went up in a ball of flame.
Hey.
Ah.
I'm going to run
Is this a dad joke podcast?
5 feet. I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil
Ooh, that
on
is
Estela.
Hey.
Keep the clerics up. And then I want to finish my movement 2, 3, 4, 5 and get closer to the Banshee. And Protection from Good and Evil until the spell ends, so it's 10 minutes. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, including undead. Protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the Banshee.
She gives a thumbs up. And like a smile with that little ding.
And that's it for me.
Nice.
Right.
It's a touch spell.
Mm-hmm.
Are you within touch range?
Well, he touched
I-
her
yeah.
and then ran away.
Oh, perfect.
Drive by.
Kree.
Smacked
So,
on the way out.
Kree's been staring at the Banshee, and when she did her last spell, he came under a lot of fear. He's never seen a lot of monsters, spending most of his life on the sea, so he's never come across a Banshee in his life. So he can't tell if he's moving faster because of the haste that got cast on him, or because of the fear of this Banshee staring down at him from his crossbow. He's able to reload his barrel because of haste and because of his heightened adrenaline. Cocks up for another shot at the Banshee. Do you want me to take a bonus action for hiding to continue sneak attack or no?
I think you can because you have.
Well, yeah. There's there are enemies within range of the Banshee, so he's able to successfully do any sneak attacks that can land, and with a bonus of 2 to AC. We have 17.
Is it range?
17 for
Dex.
range.
Your dex mod.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a hit.
17
You
for
did advantage, right? Because that's the first hit that...
Oh yeah.
We had
you-
advantage.
Oh, 17. was
You
the
could
hit.
get a natural 20.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. He's a
Try
natural
again.
20.
So it would be an unnatural 22.
But if you...
Oh
it's a
yeah.
natural
So
20.
roll another d20. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
My bad.
Doesn't affect it.
Okay. Because it's advantage on the next hit it takes until my end of my next turn.
Okay.
So...
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for damage. We got 9 damage.
9 damage. So it hits it, but it kind of like goes through it a little bit.
Seeing his bolts continually go through the Banshee is
Yeah.
not helping Kree in his nervousness.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. So now it's Holly's turn. And Holly is going to do another spell.
I heard spell's great.
Is he gonna spell the Banshee's doom?
That's great. So, okay. Ooh, all these fun spells you could do.
The +4 is death. That's your damage.
Awesome. She is going to cast a good old. You know what? Magic missile always works.
Literally.
So Holly comes out. Stop touching my new friends! She's like, 3 missiles emit from her hands, hitting for 12 damage.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. And then she will. 30. She will do that. That will end her turn. It will be Estela's turn.
So she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then cast Spiritual Weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
And again, the scythe is going to appear and come towards it. And make an attack for 16.
To hit.
Yeah.
Hits.
Ooh, snap. 1d8 plus 5. That is 13 damages.
13 damages hit.
And then as a bonus action, she's going to... is it Zodiac?
Yeah.
Yes. As a nice gesture, she's going to pledge onto her necklace and prayer to the Raven Queen to watch over this kind man.
So, and as Estela goes to grab her necklace and pray, it starts to emit and start to glow, and you feel something under your hand, and your hand is pushed back by the necklace, and a swarm of ravens come out of the necklace. And they listen to you.
And then I'm gonna see them, like, she's gonna see them like
Swarming
her, and she's just gonna have the faintest of smirks and just point at the banshee.
Okay. So, in the monster manual, we have the swarm of ravens under creatures. You'll play off that stat block.
Alright. So they...
What happened to me? Did that still happen?
Nothing bad happened to you.
No, nothing bad happened to you.
Okay.
It was just she was just basically asking to have to watch over you specifically.
Yeah. So it's a divine prayer, basically, from his deity to you.
Got it.
Yeah.
But no. Okay.
No. But when he touched his necklace, the ravens came out of the necklace.
But I am going to have the ravens move in front of Zodiac as a force, like as a shield, kind of.
He's like, I hate birds.
No.
And like basically, they're like, "Hey, we're here to." They're like between them, so like 5 feet from her. Actually, no. They're
For
gonna
the
be,
listeners at home, the metagaming that's happening in silence.
they're going to be swarming
metagaming?
in her space.
Yeah, perfect.
So they're going to be like all like up
Yeah,
in
and they
her
have.
face.
I think their fly is 60 feet high. They can go up to 60 feet. I think
50.
Yeah,
they're
50.
50 feet. Yeah. So are you gonna have them attack the banshee, or are you just gonna have them hover?
I'm going to try because it doesn't. I don't know if this counts as magical, but yeah, I'll have them do a melee attack.
Okay.
That's 10.
10. That's a miss. So they kind of swarm. They're like flying through the banshee. You see them just like missiling through, but not really connecting. It is now the banshee's turn.
And would you say she has disadvantage on her attacks now that the swarm is basically trying to just covering her sea of visibility?
No.
On Adam, she does.
I'm just gonna say that because she's undead, so she's not really feared. Like she's just attacking what's in front of her. So whatever's in front of her, she's gonna hit the same.
That's fair.
So, and as she's noticed that you guys have all gotten close to her, she yells a loud wail. The Banshee release is a mournful wail. Provided that she isn't in sunlight, this wail has no effect on constructs and undead. All other creatures within 30 feet of her that can hear her must make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. On a Constipation saving throw. On a failure,
You have advantage on that, by the way.
on a failure, creature drops to 0 hit points.
Yeah.
On a success, the creature takes 3d6 psychic damage.
That save you?
Yeah.
It was a natural one, then 19. And then for the birds.
14.
They
Good.
did not make it.
Zodiac?
Cool. 16.
Great.
He
Are
survived.
you out of range?
Yeah.
I'm out of
He's out of
range. Kree's
Johnny's also out of range.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys
That's,
take...
Holly needs to.
Holly's in range.
Holly used to take it.
Oh, dude, she's so buffy.
Natural one.
Yeah, that's true.
Too bad this isn't a vampire then.
Hey.
So, what did I say it was? It was a constitution?
Yep.
Constitution.
Consternation.
On the dot.
What?
13.
So what happens to my birds?
So they just kind of die. Yeah, they just fall dead. They're just dead birds laying on the ground.
Yeah,
So
well,
everyone else that succeeded within 30 feet takes psychic damage.
She doesn't.
Oh,
You
still take psychic damage?
12 damage.
Ooh.
Oh!
We all do?
Yep. And the whale effect is only once per day. So
Yeah.
you're not going to see that again.
12 you said, right?
Yep. And if that was a success, that would have been a different game changer.
Thankfully, we all succeeded that. So.
Everyone just like blitzed out.
That's why I buffed the cleric.
But it would.
The protection.
The protection of good and evil.
But does it do any damage reduction from that?
Not the damage, but resistant to effects.
All right, cool. I got something to help us.
So it is Adam's turn.
Adam, with his he's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Try to flank around the back of the Banshee.
Okay.
And with his conjured rapier, he's gonna try to stab in the back, good old Dark Souls style. Natural 18, so that'll definitely hit, plus a bunch. It's a D8.
So what are you doing?
I'm stabbing the Banshee in the back with my conjured rapier. And it is magical.
Okay.
'Cause
That's
I
what I
have
was going to ask, actually.
Yeah, it is a magical one because it's the Pact of the Blade improved pact weapon.
Okay, so it's going to hit as normal.
Okay. Ooh, that's only that's 7 damage. It's not too bad.
Okay. Does that complete your turn, Adam?
Oh wait! It does a little bit more. It does 9 damage because I add proficiency bonus extra damage. So 9 damage.
Did Zodiac go, by the way?
Minute.
No, we skipped to Holly. So,
The DM's messing up.
geez, dude, you'd think he would write it down on a paper in front of his face.
It's a very disorienting battle. There's a lot of yelling going on.
There's a lot going on. So, I mean,
The bard's over in the corner just
it
playing a lot
does
of
make
music.
sense that you're not like, oh, it's your turn to swing at the Banshee.
Are you trying to tell me in a fight people don't line up and just hit each other one at a time?
All right, it's your turn. Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
Final Fantasy.
All of us are
Live.
gonna hit you. Now you hit us. Now we're gonna hit you.
Okay, so Adam, you're done.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to Zodiac and then Kree, and then it'll be top of round 3.
So, opposite ends were flanking.
Yep.
Get advantage on attacks.
Yep. So roll 2d20 to hit.
I am only going to be using my activated whip.
Okay. That's the one you did the blood maledict on.
Or yeah, Crimson Ray.
Yeah.
18.
Dude, those rocks when they hit, it's like...
I know. 18 hits?
18 hits.
Okay.
That was your high roll?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it takes 5 slashing damage and 3 psychic damage.
And it's magical?
Just the right damage is magical. The whip is not magical.
Okay, so he... the Banshee would take half...
Unless you want to make it magical because of backstory.
What's the damage?
5 unmodified, 5 slashing, 3 psychic damage.
Okay. Nice, broke the pencil. Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright, Kree.
Alrighty. Kree's gonna sees that his current actions have been quite comforting in his fear of this banshee. He will use a bonus action to reload his crossbow and continue with said actions. Oh dear. We have 12 to hit.
Exactly.
Ooh. I will take it. Lines up. Barely hitting with 6 damage.
6 damage?
6. Which I'm assuming is halved.
It's halved. Yes.
Kree also hopes that his crossbow bolts are not going through the banshee and hitting his teammate on the other side.
Oh. It would have disadvantage hitting me, so.
No, because that's a rock.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. And you're offset. No. Alright, the top of round 3 for real. Johnny.
Johnny is gonna peek his head through the bush
Yeah.
and see that a lot of things are just passing through. So he's going to cup his hands up to his mouth and cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level. And he's going to whisper in Draconic through his hands.
You don't belong here. Go away.
So the Banshee gets a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What is the wisdom? And what's the throw?
13.
Fail.
Ooh. So the Banshee is taking 4d6 psychic damage and must use its reaction, if available, to move as far as it can from me.
From you.
Yes.
So this would be a bonus action for it to move right now.
If it has a reaction available, it needs to use it to get away from where I am standing.
Why is it away from
I think it would be the...
Because it's scared.
On its turn.
On its turn, it does that.
Must immediately use
It would be
if
the
available.
first thing
so
it does.
It's not available if it's already used its reaction this round, which it hasn't because it's the top of the round.
Yeah.
Its reaction, if it has any availability to move, is to move as far as it can from me.
Okay.
So, like, for example, it's...
So on its turn,
Nope.
Yeah.
No, as a reaction.
is it frightening? Or
It is not a frighten effect.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Because reaction is the same thing as the attack of opportunity. And they use that out of their turn.
Okay.
So that'll be
Nice.
11 psychic damage.
Okay. So, what is the Banshee feeling psychically right now?
The Banshee is just hearing voices in her head that say, "Go away! You don't belong here!"
So you see the Banshee start to like grab at its head and start like kind of like tweaking, like and vanishes out, and you've destroyed the Banshee.
And when the
The
banshee...
bard did a
Banshee.
thing?
The bard did a thing. The bard killed something. Good job, Banshee. Just kidding.
And when the banshee dies, you see some of the wounds on Adam start to close as he's healed by the Hexblade's curse.
Nice. That's cool.
And I was
So,
all geared up to use Bardic Inspiration and just start boosting people.
and then you just
I
got...
just did the job.
So, upon defeating the Banshee, you look around and one of the tree branches starts to fold out its arm. So if you notice these brown circles over here, these are 2 trees. Anyone that would have a general nature knowledge on woodland creatures recognize these to be tree ants. And Holly runs over to the tree ant.
Yeah, she both did.
And the branch folds out, and in the hand of the branch lays Telora, her friend. It was a small violet fairy dragon and appears to be dead. The tree ant says, "She's gone, Holly." And Holly starts crying. She's overwhelmed by emotion.
Can I go up to it and see, like, do a heal check to see if this is actually dead, or if maybe she's like just on the verge of dying, and maybe they aren't.
That clanking says it's dead. I'm just kidding. Yes, you can.
Bring out your dead. That's a 15 medicine check.
Okay. So Estela, after laying her hands on the small dragon, you know that the color of the fairy depicts the age of these dragons, and that it has passed because of old age, not because the banshee killed it.
So it's just...
It's of old age, and Holly didn't know. So 2 things are going to happen at this moment. You're level 4.
Hey.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.